Today we're going to focus on successful business videos. So everybody wants a high quality video, but a high quality video isn't what makes a successful business video. Though it's a large part of the production value in that how it grabs the audience's attention, how their first impression of you, the meat and potatoes of a business video is pretty lined out. And I'm going to go through a couple of them. We want to have a clear objective and a target audience. And what do I mean by that? If we're going to talk to investors, we want to present to investors the way we should present to investors. But if we're talking to clients, customers, prospects of the future, maybe your business video is going on a landing page. You want to relate to that audience. And a lot of the background elements, foreground elements, the staging of where you're shooting it and how you present yourself is going to communicate that sale or business video in general. So having a clear objective and a target audience is important. I'm using my notes here because it really helps. I could ramble all day about this. So a strong hook. I've seen it in the industry when we're shooting videos for clients. They'll often start with the XYZ. Here's my title. Here's my rank. Here's my authority. Here's why I should talk about the subject, and here's why you should buy from me. So whether you're if you're scrolling on social media and you're about to land into someone's funnel, the success rate of that funnel is dictated on how well they're able to capture your attention or the hook within the first 5 or 10 seconds. A good example of this, and I'll use one of my competitors, Chamber Media. They have this video. The founder basically is sitting in Antarctica or something, and he's like dipping into a cold bath. And he's like, hey, by the way, I got to stay here for as long as you're watching this video. And it instantly makes me think like, oh my God, that guy's uncomfortable. Why is he in the Arctic? But, what he's trying to do is he's trying to convince clients like, look, I can inform you or be a strategic advisor for your video content. And that practice of building a great hook within the first 5 or 10 seconds is what gets people's attention. And these days, with the amount of scrolling that we do in our off time and on time at work, it really drives us to need to get the attention quickly or we'll move on. So building a convincing hook or compelling hook, it doesn't have to be a visual metaphor, but if it's exciting enough, people will stay. And it does affect the viewership of that video. Something else we'll talk about is that focused messaging. What does it mean? What's your focused messaging? If you're, let's just say you're in the business of real estate and you're making a business video, right? I wouldn't necessarily think that it would be important to talk about all aspects of real estate within your video versus why are we making this video? Is it important for, again, investors? Is it important for an audience of a certain type to buy properties? Are you trying to build brand awareness for your real estate agency? What are you trying to do? And focusing and being on message is like shooting content, and shooting for the post-production. We want to focus on a BME, beginning, middle, end of a story visually. So when editing gets the content, they're not looking at it and going, what am I looking at? They should be able to look at that footage without audio and determine that it's got a beginning, a middle, and an end based on a series of wide, medium, close-up shots per category. And the same thing, a target message for your business video needs to answer a question and solve solve user intent. You're not just going to market with your video. You're not just trying to do build brand awareness. You're trying to entertain and inform that audience to a decision. That's what I like to say. We want to inform, but yet entertain our audience to a decision making. Storytelling is very important for obvious reasons. If you don't have a beginning, middle, end to your story, whether you're making a business video on your small mom and pop shop, a family-owned business that's needing to, you build diesel engines. We have a client that specifically works on diesel engines. We had a talk and we had to do a strategy meeting on message and specifically who we are appealing to with that message. He's not out there globally with the with being a search result as a diesel mechanic. But what he can do is appeal to his audience via social media by informing and entertaining them. Now, the message behind a diesel mechanic in his field, in his shop specifically, is that he is the best in town in his locale and features of the locale being where trucks being where trucks intersect the major highways make him prime for that business opportunity. So whether he's building trust and authority on social media, or he's selling directly to his patrons or people that may need his service via like a social ad campaign of some sorts, the messaging still stays the same. The messaging is, hey, look, we are family owned, we're family operated, we have years and years of experience, and we're here to serve you. We are the experts in our industry, and we're here to serve you. And so that was a big staple, but we still wanted to wrap back around and entertain and inform that audience. High quality video production is also a key point in a successful business video. I can talk about this blue in the face. Whether you've got a successful hook or not, that's all to be determined and strategized. But the type of content and the quality of the content does matter. We've seen the compelling social media videos or the funnels that or someone's using their phone for the video, and it's great. But a way to appeal to your audience is getting their attention by the level of production you put into your video. Lighting, the way you may stage your camera angles. This is just a one camera angle. The type of camera you use, the codecs that are fed for post-production. I mean, there are so many variations that add up production value that could take a video from just standard and boring to boom, that's a high-end production, and they've got my attention. They clearly have it together. So again, focusing on the quality of your video production is a big key point and a takeaway for a successful business video. Brand integration, I'm not really going to talk about that. Authenticity. We hear it all day in our offices. We see it all day on LinkedIn. Boo, I hate LinkedIn, but no, we see it all day on LinkedIn. We hear it day in and day out in our offices. But authenticity is a driving force across not only social media, but on main sites and YouTube channels. You want to be authentic with your audience, especially if you were to make a successful business video where you're representing your business. Being authentic is the number one way to success when building a client base or building a viewership base with video. Optimized length is important when you're thinking about the channels that are driving this business video. The success of that being that if you're going to do short form media or like reels or YouTube shorts or reels via TikTok or Instagram, what you're going to do is you're going to want to focus on the length and how fast you can deliver that message, and call to action. Those videos typically sit between 15 and 30 seconds. Oftentimes we'll have a client request that, we shoot the main content horizontal and we'll have a vertical cut downs of that same content in variations. In business videos, you'll see a cut down have these jumpy graphics and subtitles. And you can use all kinds of tools like opus.ai or I think it's called High Clips to do that, where you can actually feed the media that we produce into it, and it will literally create cut downs for you or social cuts. So the length and format of that media or that content we create or that is produced for a successful business video relies on the platform. If you're driving a success or a business video on YouTube, you want to make sure that not only do you create that video, but it has a detailed and optimized description that matches the storytelling aspect and the purpose of that video. Why does it matter? Well, it kind of relates to the traffic that you may see in analytics. So when you're talking about a video, and let's say it's like a video here where I'm talking about key elements of a successful business video, I want to make sure that when it's uploaded to YouTube that I have an optimized description that fits my video. So there's format and purpose, but more importantly, the factors of that are going to lead to the most important part, and that's a call to action. So at the end of the day, we all hear that word, call to action. A call to action is super important because it tells this audience, or it basically guides this audience to making a decision. It's a purpose-made decision, whether it's done behind the scenes, behind the curtain, or if it's specifically addressed. A call to action will lead the people watching your business video to do something. Are they clicking through the funnel? Are they sharing, liking, and subscribing it on YouTube? Are they commenting or DMing you on your social channels? These are important factors to consider when thinking about your call to action. typically your call to action can be short, quaint, and to the point. Look, guys, I want you to like, share, subscribe. Or, hey guys, in this particular setting, I want you to reach out to Firebrand Media because we are your production authority. We can take care of you. And so again, a call to action is super short, it's super sweet. It drives people to make a decision in some fashion. So those are some key points in making a successful business video. If you have any questions about production, or you want to learn more, or hey, you have a video that you're wanting to create, feel free to reach out and let us know how we can help you.